Well, good morning, everybody. We're reading through John 7 and 8. Sorry that this is coming to you a little late. Our lives are interesting at the moment as we try to get everything into a day. Um, John 7 and 8. Have you ever noticed that you can easily lose the wonder of something? It's just, it's so special when you first find it, when you first discover it. It takes your breath away. And then as you get familiar with it, the wonder of it just kind of falls away. Unless you can rediscover it, unless you can see it from a different angle, unless you can see it with fresh eyes. Sometimes we forget who our God is. We forget. We forget because we can't see the forest through the trees. We're surrounded by problems and difficulties and challenges, and we focus on those things, and we lose sight that our Father is the Creator of all things, of all creation. And maybe it's simply because you don't see the forest. Maybe you can't see the largeness of creation, the smallness of creation and the largeness of creation. Maybe you've never stood at the foot of a mountain. Maybe you've never been out on the open oceans. Maybe you've never seen Niagara Falls or Victoria Falls or any of the great wonders of this world. And those things are just really tiny compared to the vastness of the universe. And when you realize that scientists are studying stars that are, uh, 3,000 light years and further, I'm just picking that as an example, 3,000 light years. You understand that if we could travel at the speed of light, it would take us 3,000 years even to get there. And we don't even know where all of the creation ends. We've never measured to the end of it. I'm amazed that we've measured as far as we have. And when you consider that the star that they study, that's 3,000 light years away, several quadrillion Earths could fit inside that star. And that's not even the largest star. I mean, that's just huge. So when you stand at the bottom of Victoria Falls, that huge, very long waterfall, and you hear the thundering, there's quadrillions of Earths fit inside that star. It just kind of like, and our God holds all of that. He created all of that. He's bigger than all of that. That's all contained in him. It's just an amazing thing, and that's his vastness, that's his power, that's who he is. So when we look at this and we see that the Pharisees are struggling, not just the Pharisees but others as well. When Jesus came to his hometown and they were marveling at all the miracles and stuff that they had heard about, and they heard him speak, and they were just captivated by that. And then somebody said, "Isn't this Joseph's son?" And poof, the whole atmosphere, because they looked at what they were familiar with instead of the strangeness of the wonder that was before them. It just ruined the whole thing. And Jesus wasn't able to do very many miracles there at all because of that. And so the Pharisees were stumbling over the same thing. They thought they knew where he was born. Well, see, they knew where he was raised, but he wasn't born there. They didn't have all the information. I'm not sure it would have made a difference if they had all the information, but their stumbling block was that the Messiah could not have been born in Nazareth, could not be from Nazareth. They had no idea that he was actually born in Bethlehem. And but even so. So they looked at this, and they looked at what they thought they knew instead of concentrating on the wonder of this. The wonder of this. And that must have been so frustrating. I'm sure you've been in conversation with people where the obvious is right in front of them, but they decide to trip over the obvious by looking at something that it's like math. Sometimes people struggle with math because they're stuck on one concept. Everything else would fall into place if they could just get that one concept. And that's what it was like for the Pharisees and some of the people. If they could just concentrate on what Jesus was saying, on what Jesus was doing, and they forget what they think they know, then things would have been different. But I got to tell you that we can't shake our heads at that and say, oh, these dummies, because the kingdom is all around us. It's all around us, and some of us have experienced it. Some of us have grown very sensitive to it. We see God in everything, but you know what? We can get so familiar with that we fall back and we stop seeing it. It becomes like part of the furniture. It's like, oh yeah, that's the kingdom. Not understanding that not everybody's seeing what we're seeing, and people need us to see what we're seeing so we can interpret for them what it is the Father's doing and what he's saying, until they can get to the place of being able to see it for themselves. And if we just allow it, if we lose the wonder of it, if we get so familiar with it that we lose the wonder of it, then a lot of people are going to miss out, because we've just allowed the kingdom to become oh hum. And the kingdom can't be oh hum. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's like, okay, Lord, give me fresh eyes again. Let me see this for the first time again. Let me see the vastness of it. Let me see it from a different angle. Let me see it from a mountaintop. Let me see it from the ocean depths. Let me see it from 3,000 light years away. Let me see the kingdom in all its glory and wonder and power. Yeah. Sometimes we have to get to that place and just ask for that refreshing, because the world needs us to be able to describe to them the kingdom. You guys be blessed today. Be encouraged. Love you all.